Camera 1. FilmJunkies Season 4. Ladies and gentlemen, you're very welcome back. How are we, lads?
Good, thanks.
Very good.
I have Owen and I have Jack on my right, Owen on my left. How are you keeping, lads?
Good, how are you doing?
Not too
Very
bad.
good. It's different without the headphones, isn't it? I usually do this with the headphones
You can
on.
see your ears
It's
now.
more conversational. Yeah, how are my ears looking? They look okay.
They're okay.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Good
lads.
ears.
You're so, you know what? You're A1 actors, but in real life, you're not too bad either. You're not too bad. How are you keeping, lads? Any news?
No news, man. Same
No.
shit, new day, you know?
Working away.
Yeah.
How you
How's-
doing?
Very good. I'm happy to be back for season 4.
Mm.
It's been a while. I know I sit on this thing and I need to do more of these. I need to do more episodes, and then I come here once a year and do it. But maybe in the future I might get some. I might maybe free some more time to come down and do more seasons. But I like the way I can kind of just come back every year and see what's happened in Cork and get you guys on and what you've involved in the last year or two, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My list is here. I'm about to interrogate you.
I'm feeling intimidated.
So, but first of all, tell me about yourselves, lads. I know nothing about you. So go on, Jack.
Go ahead,
start with
Jack.
Hi,
you,
I'm Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm 24.
Hi, Jack.
Hello. Yeah, man, there's not too much to tell. Just living in Cork at the moment, working away, you know, auditioning, doing all the regular crap as you know yourself.
Getting a lot of roles too.
Some things, not an excessive amount, but, you know, just tipping away at it, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And how about you, Owen?
Me?
Yes.
How am I doing, is it?
Yeah.
I'm doing very well.
You do acting, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I'm falling into the radio voice now.
As you said earlier, you wanted to use that voice, didn't you?
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, just a lot of editing work, a lot of teaching. Every now and then I'm lucky enough to get to direct something. Every, maybe once a year someone wants me to act in something, which is lovely as well. So
And how's both going for both of you?
it's great.
Yeah.
We just finished up the old 24-hour play
Yeah.
not so long ago.
Wait, I have the name written down.
I'm skipping ahead.
Go on, give me the name altogether.
Dr. Goldberg's Traveling
Playhouse.
And how was, because that was 24 hours, the whole thing.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, they did a play in Bolt Studios for 24 hours straight. I can't even begin to imagine what something like that would entail. Like, as an artist, I think it's different, I suppose, because I'm thinking coming from the camera angle where if you act for camera, it's you turn it on and off and you can come out of it for a bit. But with stage, there's maybe 4 or 5 hours straight. 24 hours straight. Like, was there any moment where you kind of thought, what is going on here?
Well,
or was it just a constant mindset of, like, you were in the character for 24 hours and that was it?
I did 12. Like, there was 12 acts, and we split them up into 2, into 6 and 6. And so I only did 12, and that was exhausting enough. This guy here was just scaring people on the street, scaring people in the hallway for the whole 24 hours. So
like
very
a Nightmare on
impressive.
thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
How was that?
Great.
Yeah.
Time of my life.
Did you get many scares?
Too many.
See, I wasn't there, but if I knew I'd have been there, you definitely would have got
Weren't
me.
you there, Dave?
I was in Dublin getting headshots with Steve.
I was hoping to see you there.
I know. Do you know what? My buddy from Creative Studio was there, and he went at like 1 a.m. And I think he said he was like one of the only people there. But like for the 5 a.m. shows, like was there many people there?
It was weird. It was kind of like there was only one point through the entire thing there was no one there, and that was just like what time? Maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning for one of your shows, or what?
Like very quickly. Like I did 6 for mine, which was from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. First show full, second show full, third show no one. And then the fourth show, which was kind of after the pubs had closed, was almost full again, weirdly enough. Everyone, just all the stragglers coming in. And then I think the second last one was like 3 people, and then the last one was like 1 person. It was, I think Johnny was there, who you know.
Yeah, that must have been the one, because I know he texted me and I was on the train home. He said he was going in, and he said he was the only one in there. But as an artist, like when you're on stage there, I know it's hard to not pay attention to who's in the crowd, but I think when I say the 24-hour loop, I know you split up the shows, but even then, physically and mentally, that must have been draining, no? Like, you must have had a hard hit for that.
Well,
Such a length of a show.
physically, yeah. I wasn't actually on the stage at all, which was, kind of nice for me. I had the freedom. I was like on the door, basically. I was like a glorified door.
So you're like the hallway with the stairs, that kind of
yeah, pretty much, and on the streets and whatnot.
Jeez.
So that was fun, like, but for them, it was completely different because they were behind stage, and then when you're not doing your bit, you're just sitting there, right, just waiting for your next show. So I think that's a little bit more testing, like, having to do that. That's where I was a little bit free. I could do kind of whatever I wanted. Even though I was there for 24 hours, it was, I don't know, you could be loose. Like,
But even then, I feel like if you're trying to scare people, you're jumping around more, moving around a bit more.
It was really impressive. Like, honestly, he's like lowering what he did. He was fantastic.
Really?
Because, while other people were like trying not to crash, he was still, you could hear him from outside just laughing like a maniac, jumping on cars.
I made someone cry, actually. I was like, oh, hilarious. I don't know if she just had like a phobia of clowns or something, but I kind of ran over to her car and she starts like, please leave us alone. The friend just starts, flipping me the bird, like telling me to piss off.
Well, at least you're dedicated.
Crying. Oh yeah, I was having a good time, man. It got pretty.
See, I had no
freaky.
idea that there was like, I knew it would be a play, but if you're talking about like what the whole night entailed, obviously with the having stuff outside, even the play, and having the hallway, going jumping out, scaring people, it's a proper. What would you
So
call
immersive,
it?
like
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I know that it was was it based around kind of what used to happen years ago, which was what this is how they were portrayed years ago. These types of shows.
Yeah, it was the kind of vibe of that. Like like even the types of acts, it's very retro. Like this sort of clown, hypnotist, like an old style comedian, Carol. It was brilliant. There's even like a live like autopsy, like a mortician thing.
I think I've seen a video of it somewhere. Yeah,
with Tracy. But mine was like I was like a hypnotist dude, but it was kind of based off like Oliver Reed, kind of, Richard Burton type actor. Just like in my underpants. And then I like with like a bottle in my hand, and then I like transform myself into an ape. And get to like climb over the audience and stuff.
Jeez, that's a lot more physically demanding than I thought. I knew it would be you performing, but even just the physicality of it sounds a lot.
I was not in shape for it, to be honest.
No, well, you probably got in shape doing the show.
It hurt so bad.
Yeah, well,
like what was it? I'd say you just kind of just plow on through, because I had like an hour to rest in between my acts while other people were on, and I literally fell asleep. But yeah, like that. When I finished and for like a whole week after, I was just, everything was stretched, all the muscles were bad, so I didn't stretch for it, like.
Yeah, because Cian, who was in the actor studio with me, did it with you as well, and he was putting into the group chat, and he was saying that how strange it was doing the 5 a.m. one. Just the idea of it was so strange, but yeah, from what I seen, it looked cool.
I feel like you're going crazy at that point.
Really, yeah.
In a good way.
I mean, like, because the tiredness at that point probably kicks in, but you don't really have a choice whether to be tired or not. I feel like you just perform.
Well, like that one was known there. Like Darren was playing like Dr. Goldberg, like he was on the lights, but he was playing a character, and and there's no one there because I'd have a bit of audience interaction usually. Me and him in characters had like a 12-15 minute like screaming match given out to each other in character.
Yeah.
So it was like probably the best one, and no one was there. But
that was really cool, I have to say. Just like the fact that everyone stayed in character and that Darren was also in character, it just made the whole thing feel so much realer.
That's what I'm trying to get into, is that even for that long to stay in character must be.
One of my favorite moments was me and him. Like I think it was after just my first show or whatever. I was really buzzing, and then I bumped into him in the hallway, and me and him just had a 20-minute full-on conversation in character. And it sounds like kind of wanky to people listening, but like
I know, but
it's. I think
that
was the whole idea of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what like Darren said, that it wasn't necessarily for to make money or to bring people in to view this or whatever. It was more for the actors to be able to live and immerse themselves, whether it was 24 or 12 hours completely in character, which is such a gift to be able to do that as an actor.
Because as you said, Darren said he was doing lights, but even then himself, he was also playing a character.
Entirely, yeah.
So like the whole area that you're in, never mind as the actor, but even as if you're just someone walking into that, it's like you're walking into a different world. That studio itself, people, even the crew, are their own characters.
No
That's a very
phones
cool
allowed from the cast or anything. Nothing.
That's allowed. Isn't that the going rate anyway? No phones.
Yeah, but like, but not even
that
allowed
phone
in
off,
the
Jack.
building. Like, not even allowed in the building. Just like. So like when you weren't performing, you're in costume, in character.
Yeah.
If you got bored, you could talk to someone else in character.
Yeah, cool.
It's really, I didn't know how it was gonna go, like, but it was honestly like it was amazing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was as good as it could have gone in my mind.
That's sick, because from everyone that in Creator Studio, they went to see it. They all thought it was brilliant. I think Cian was telling me about it. Johnny was telling me about it. So yeah, but again, that's all from Bolt, and obviously I know you guys are both involved in that, and like it seems like something that's things constantly churning for you guys all the time. One thing that I know the two of you were involved in recently was, again, I don't want to butcher the name, with the IDT crowd. Amoeba. Now, the one thing that fascinates me about that school as well is that I've seen a lot of the work that comes out of. Was it a final year film? Yeah. All of their stuff is very, very high end, and it's quite dedicated. You can tell the people involved in what they do is quite, they really do enjoy it, and it's what they want to do with their lives. I know two people who did that course, and they've gone on to do great things, but I just want to ask you about that because I've seen pictures and I've seen, obviously you're up in Dublin shooting it. How did the whole process go? Because the actual pictures and the whole set looked fantastic, and for this to be just a final year film, it looked incredible. And I just wanted to see how did you find it, because it looked amazing.
Amazing, yeah, it really was. It was. I think as well, if you go to do like a college project, sometimes, not always, but sometimes you might be a bit weary of like how professional the setup is or whatever,
I know what you mean.
But everyone there was incredible. The setup was amazing. We were so well, like outside of even shooting, just like we were so taken care of, like, and it was just so professional. Everything was so well done. And then like, yeah, obviously it was a really, for us, an interesting script and characters and stuff. So I had an amazing time.
Yeah, because Alan Martin was involved in that, was he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All sorry, I don't
DOP,
get his name.
yeah.
I did film him years ago.
Took me a while. I pretended like
the pronunciation and the spelling of his name. Yeah, I remember. I did one of his films in Cian Johnston, and obviously he's up doing the film now with the lads. But how did you find it? You were up in Dublin for was it a week or two shooting?
A week, and it was great. They put us in Airbnb together and everything.
Yeah,
so
Darren was telling me. Yeah,
it was nice and comfortable. Like we're buddies. So it wasn't sort of freaky at all. But no, it was great. I remember as soon as I just saw like the font of the title in the initial audition, and it was like this kind of like Gaspar Noé kind of lovely kind of French kind of cinema type thing, and I immediately just from like the font was like, to Darren, I really want to whatever this is, because I know it sounds silly, but it's almost like I had this thing. I was like, if they have good taste for like getting the font right, it is a really good indicator that they know what sort of what you can
tell
good.
what people are about even just by like an audition brief, if how it's put together and everything and what's information is given. Yeah, it's huge.
It was wild as well. Even the idea of the script, like it was like I played this dude who, like, he was my school crush. Jack played this guy who was my school crush, and he invites me for like a rager at his new gaff, and I'm all like hopeful, and then perhaps heartbroken, perhaps something else, who knows. But yeah,
you don't want to give it too much away.
No, I was
understandable.
Just fawning over this dude for the whole week.
Yeah.
But with a twist.
But that's this again with because you said those student projects, like when you see the stuff like the casting brief and even the people involved, you can tell when it's going to be something that you definitely want to be involved with. And I know the IDT have a good reputation, especially their final year films, to be looking very good.
It didn't even feel
dedicated people.
Yeah, it didn't even feel like a college film, to be honest. Like they really, like even everyone, they went out of their way. Even in fact, it was a whole week, and they hired like the guy, the lighting guy, everyone, the sound guy. It was like
so
they like brought people in, outside the college and everything to make sure it was like as good as it could be.
But it looked amazing. Like even just visually, it looked really cool, and the pictures were really cool.
We only caught like a glimpse, sort of, if it was like his coverage, but yeah, it looked sweet.
So you enjoy working together, do you?
No.
You can be as honest as you want.
Yeah, I love working with him.
I think it's run its course now.
Yeah, really.
So I picked the wrong time to record this podcast. God damn. No, I think I feel like with both you guys have known each other long enough, but and how long are you teaching active camera?
We're talking about this before the podcast.
Students watching right now.
He was like, "I'm going to ask you about being a teacher. How's it going? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Because they're saying you're not allowed enough for you taught Jack. You're not that. It's not going on that long to the point, is it?
No.
Okay.
I've been teaching for like nearly, it's just about 2 years almost now in Actors Vision. Yeah, it's great. I teach active camera 2 with like adults on weekdays, and then on Saturdays I teach the senior kids active.
How do you find
camera.
I wouldn't necessarily say the power, but like I think when you are in that position of teaching, I think an art form, especially like acting, is it like, I know when I did active camera, Darren was more. I remember doing a lot of the exercises we were doing is more about drawing the confidence out of people, not just the artist and not just the performer, but just bringing the confidence out of someone as much as possible so that they can explore everything they can. And is that kind of a similar thing to what you do, or do you do something of your own thing and take your own way about it?
I think it's something you learn, like directing actors as well. At least the way I approach it is sort of figuring out how you're going to get the best out of a certain person. Like if I'm directing Jack, which I have, it'd be different to someone else. For example, some people, they like to be talked to a lot, and other people, you know,
leave
they
it
like to
alone.
be talked to before and then not during. But it's kind of the same with class. It's all about just kind of just directing, you know. If I always vowed I'd never be a teacher, so
And
I'm
here
still
you
in
are.
denial. Yeah, I'm just directing a class and sometimes talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and give
And are
lessons.
you learning yourself anything at all? Like, because I understand even taking up
Mm.
something like teaching, even like I know you're the teacher, but maybe sometimes like one thing I noticed about Darren as well about even acting for camera is that it's like whenever he make a point about something, he's very welcoming at getting a point back, and then you have a conversation about what some one thing can mean several different things. And when you're talking to him, he's very engaging and he'll take it on board about your opinion on something. And he might maybe like, I feel like it's a more of a place where you both learn about how people work and how they behave. So is there anything you've learned about yourself in the last few years, even since you've taken on teaching? Is there any, like, has it affected any of your performing work?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But even to that point, you know, I love that. I love, you know, I welcome it, and I almost try and like really try and let people know it's okay. Please, like, let me know, like, if you think this is just like, you know, messing you up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's something I keep saying is we look at like several different methods, which you'll have to come to the class to find out what they are. But basically, I keep saying to them, it's like, you know, some of these mightn't work for you at all, but if one does, it could be, you know, that's what we're looking for. You know, it'd be stupid of me to come into a class and be like, this is my method. If you don't get it, then you're not cut out for this, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's sort of how actors work, really, is sort of finding, I think. But like, absolutely, it sort of completely helped me out anyway. I think a big thing is when, even sometimes if you see how anxious someone gets performing and sort of how nervous, or if they're struggling anyway, it like all you want to do in those moments is tell them, really, it's fine. So then when it's your turn as an actor to that sort of, you know, you realize, you know, that no one really, I was going to say the S word there, but no one really
Gives a
cares.
shit.
Yeah. People just want you to do a good job. But yeah, in loads of different ways. But basically, I don't know. Well, absolutely, I don't know, teaching, again, the point I was making was kind of like,
It's definitely opened up avenues in your
Yeah.
performing career now, yeah.
it helps you sort of just, you see all the different types of kind of anxiety people can have with it, and it helps you sort of, you know, it's sort of cheating, you sort of understand it. You understand
then, yeah,
how to
even
walk
then it's
around
like-
it.
That uncomfortableness for people is them breaking out of their comfort zone. Like this, it's not something that they're used to, which in itself then brings out the confidence. So
But teaching was definitely like, to be honest with you, I remember when it was first like brought up to me, I was like, I don't know about that, because I wouldn't see myself as that kind of guy. So it is, you know, it's helped me a lot with that as well. Sort of every week getting to come in and, you know, try and trick people into believing I'm the boss man. You know,
You are the
that's
boss
a lot of
man.
fun.
don't let anyone tell you different. You are the boss man.
I am the boss.
So that's cool. Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, I don't go when you're in teacher mode in school. I stay away from you, but only because I know that you're.
Except
you're
when
very
you don't.
focused on it. Except when I don't, I might
There's a
like
good few
wave at you
times.
from front. I'd be
Yeah.
going back into Studio One, and I wave at him, and all the students are looking at me like, "Who the fuck is
Be
this?"
calling out at me and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that again next time. Yeah, but that's cool because that's one thing I meant to ask you because I was just fascinated by the teacher mode aspect and if it's affected, which it has, which is sick. No, Jack Met. How are you, Jack?
Fantastic, David. How
Fantastic.
are
You look fantastic, Jack. How are you
Thank
keeping? The one thing I meant to ask you, which because this kind of came close enough to both of them, but obviously you did Irish Crime Story before
you?
the advert.
Yeah.
And how one thing I meant to ask you was how Irish Crime Story went because that was in German. Am I right in saying?
It's it's dubbed into German.
It's dubbed
That's
into
what-
German.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was in my head, I was thinking you're speaking German, which is like a whole other
No.
ball game.
There was some people that did. Well, the lead actress spoke German.
Okay. Well, how did it go anyway?
Good, man. Yeah, it was a great experience. It was honestly, yeah, it was lovely. Everyone there was wonderful, and it was yeah, the whole thing was just great. You know, like just being on set like that was just an absolute pleasure. Like, and it was just so much fun. Had my own little trailer and all that crap.
All
and
that stuff, yeah.
breakfast and
DJ
you know, so
Mayer.
you know, for a bit there, you definitely feel like you've made it. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
and then you-
I know, I get what you mean. The trailer aspect stuff must be cool, yeah.
It's nuts, man.
Yeah.
I did have to do like one of my scenes with the lead actress, Desiree Nosbush, who's really good, but she speaks in German, which is nuts for me. And someone only told me that morning. They had said to me, by the way, you know, you're going to do your whole emotional crying scene with her later, but she's going to be speaking in German. I was like, what? how am I gonna know what she's saying and when she doesn't? And then I was told that she likes to improvise as well. It's like
Oh God.
yeah, in German.
In
So,
German. I'm thinking,
so,
Jesus.
so I had like Irish crime.
Sorry,
There-
it's more technical difficulties, but we're back. But yeah, you shot that so from November, December.
About November to December. I can't remember the exact dates, but there was kind of breaks in between.
Okay.
I was playing a character called Amir.
DJ Amir.
DJ Amir. He was a DJ. It was actually so weird because we had this scene that I'd obviously read in the script and stuff, was that he's DJing and there's like a big party and this sort of thing. So they were like, we got in the costume, we're there. They were like, okay, come on off the set. We were in this like huge like mansion-y type school thing. And they brought me up, and I walk into this hall, and all over the walls are like massive posters saying like DJ Amir, and there's like
Has it got like your face on it and everything?
there was no my face wasn't on there.
Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be sick.
Thank God, but no, it was just like all this DJ booth set up, and then there was maybe about like 60 extras, just like
It's your ego, like.
Just like you have to get stock photos of you on the DJ set and then pang pictures of you all over the wall. That'd be sick. That would be
It's
unreal.
so weird. But then they were like, because they did a lot of like chopping and changing, like with the actual script. And then something they told me, they were like, okay, we're going to be doing a flash mob. I was like, what? So I had to like act like I was, playing this thing, and then out of nowhere, this group of kids come into the middle of the floor, and they just started like dancing and shit, and it was so weird. Like,
And this is all in German. Jesus.
all in German, man.
German flash mob.
Germany gets weird with it.
I'd imagine.
Okay,
You probably
freaky.
had to pretend what a flash mob was. God, I've seen
Yeah.
one of them in ages. Technical difficulties again, but we're back. So you shot from November, December for how long? Like a month and a week, you're saying?
Yeah, well, over the course of that time, but maybe altogether about like 9 days, but like it was just chopped and changed up.
Okay. Oh yes, the flash mob. That's
Oh,
right.
the flash mob, yeah, the
So that
fantastic
that
flash
must have
mob.
been a big set, so because the flash mob, like that's quite a big thing to put on.
Yeah, it was huge.
From what I know of them, anyway, I don't know if there's small flash mobs around the place, but
Yeah, I mean, as far as they go, it was a small one.
But so this must have been a big enough set. Like the production stuff must have been pretty
It was
cool
huge.
to be involved
Oh,
in.
it
and
was
stuff.
huge, man. Everything, like every setup everywhere was amazing. The most incredible thing to me was like the lighting, to be honest with you, because like they obviously wanted to recreate daylight even when we were doing like night scenes and stuff like that, because it was supposed to be daytime. And the lights, like, oh my God, I mean, about 100 meters back there was huge lights over there, huge lights. It was just all so insane. Like it was just,
Yeah.
I didn't see in person. I'd never worked on something that big. Like, do you know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
just
and
crazy.
like, I think as an artist, when you're on that scale of a project, does that help your performance then? Because it makes the idea of you being in somewhere like that more believable. Not believable, but I know you should be able to implement yourself into the character regardless. But when you're on that set with those facilities around you, it must help in some way.
Oh yeah, I think
like
just the idea, the scale of it just purely puts you into such like a professional mindset. So it was like it helped me like stay in character because I was just so aware of how like serious this was. Do you know what I mean? So I barely dropped character really, even though it wasn't this outrageous character, and I just didn't really talk to people as much when I was on set. Just tried to like do the best job I could do.
I bet you it was amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Well-
When can I see it? When can we see it? When can we all sit down and watch you?
I don't think you can.
No.
No,
Gonna go to Germany.
You gotta go to Germany.
Gotta go to
But
Germany.
this is the reason why I bring up Amoebas, because like when you say that helps the Amoeba look like that as a student film, it looked like that kind of place where it helps.
Well, like when we saw the shots, we were like blown away. Like for
Lighting
me, but
was
they were
great on that as well.
incredible.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's Irish Crime Story, and
That
then
is.
there is the eFlow ad, where, correct me if I'm wrong, from what picture I've seen, you had to ride a horse in that ad.
I did.
How was that? Were you trained to ride a horse?
They gave me a little few lessons.
They gave you a little crash course.
Uh-huh.
This is the horse, and this is the thing.
Yeah.
Jump on. How was that?
Huge horse.
It was it was a massive horse. Like,
Because I feel like when actors in years' time make it, and they make these films, and it's like, oh, can you remember doing an ad and so? I'm like, oh, I remember I did this ad one time where I had to ride a horse, and then the horse like flipped me off and everything. I was on the floor. I feel like this is that story now where you were on that horse.
there is a little bit of a funny story. Like they asked if I could ride a horse, and then obviously
You say yes automatically.
Well, Darren, our agent, got onto me, and he was just like, "Can you ride a horse?" I was like, "I've been on a horse when I was maybe about 4. I sat on there." Tells them I can ride a horse, and then I go and I couldn't really ride a horse. But I said it to the guy when they brought me for like a little lesson. Like I said to them, like, and Darren said to them, like, he needs a little lesson, like if you're willing to do that.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah. Brings me for the lesson. This guy rocks up on this massive horse, and he was just like, "Howdy, bye. Do you know how to ride a horse?" I was like, no. And he just smacks his head into his hands. He goes, for fuck's sake. So he pulls me out. He was like, we picked the biggest fucking horse for you. And he like put me on this horse and he was like galloping me around. But I picked it up pretty alright. It was fun, really fun.
Yeah, it looked cool, alright, because that's just one of those things where I feel like as an actor, if you're asked to ride a horse, you just say yes and then figure it out around the day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're given a lesson, that's ideal. So they just gave you a basic run around of how to ride one. So
yeah, and the guy, I can't remember his name though, but either way, he was just wicked. Like he just made me feel really like at ease.
And even your hair and makeup and stuff for that ad looked pretty cool.
It was cool.
Yeah. What was it like? What was the theme around it? Because I haven't actually seen the ad. I've just seen a picture.
It's like Bridgerton.
Okay, yeah, okay. Because I was good because I'd seen obviously Irish crime, the pictures of Irish Crime Story, and I'd seen that, and for some reason I thought that the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it was different, Bridgerton type of thing. That's
like
cool.
He changed
Such a good ad.
Yeah,
Such a good ad.
this is one of your favorite ads, would you say?
Yes.
Really?
It's so funny. I remember
Behind the Coca-Cola, like
guy,
in front of the Coca-Cola Christmas one.
Come on now.
I don't know about that now. I'm sorry, Jack. But no, like it's not even just because of my body. But I was watching. I was like, this guy's fucking great. Like it's he pops on screen, and it's so funny. Like he does this kind of no, I shouldn't. But you're sort of inspired by some that sort of very ridiculous kind of way of that ridiculous accent. You know what I mean? So funny.
I just thought I'd do something as like weird as I could, really.
Yeah.
And I think they were kind of shocked as well, because I remember when we were doing the initial thing where I bring out the phone. He said to me, he was like, let's try it like really schwarmy. The director, Johnny, he was like, can we break it like really schwarmy? So I like rocked up and I'm setting up and everything. Like I did this whole weird like thing, and like they like said cut, and everyone just started pissing themselves laughing, because it was very funny, but yeah, obviously they didn't go.
You kind of have to embarrass yourself at one point as an actor. You just go for it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Was that filmed in Ireland then as well?
That was Dublin, yeah, as well.
Okay, because I think with a lot of ads I see even on Fishpond, and we get stuff sent to us all the time on Tajman or whatever, but majority of it seems to be Dublin, Wicklow, Wexford. I know Cocaine Bear was shot there the whole time. They shoot Bloodline Detectives up there.
It's on Wexford, was it?
Yeah, there's like an equestrian centre. I shot something ages ago up in for Bloodline Detectives, and just it's just land, and it's all cheap, I'd imagine, and it's close to Dublin where they can fly actors in. They can act and then fly away. It's like when Billie Eilish played Electric Picnic and she came out saying, "What's up, Dublin?" and it's in Laois, and the whole crowd were like, ugh. But she probably just got off a plane, played and went back home. So I'd imagine they do the same with actors, where they just shoot in Wexford, Wicklow, and then was close to Dublin so they can fly in and out. But and yeah, was that just one day shoot? Was it a couple of days shoot, or were you?
2 days, and then 1 day prior they brought me up.
So when can we see it?
The advert?
Yeah.
You can see it now.
Yeah.
It's out and about.
Have you not seen it?
No, I've never seen it. I only see the fucking Swappy one. Every time I've come off YouTube Premium and it's just there, the Swappy one that I'm in. It's always there. I was in work the other day, and I when I go to work, I don't talk about what I do outside it really, because it's work. And then I was in work and somebody was putting music on the speaker, and they obviously get ads on YouTube on that thing. So somebody was putting up a song. They're like, "Oh, fucking ads." Video came up, and it was me walking down the quays in my green top with the fucking bag on my back and the headphones on. And at that point they had no idea I did what I did, and they were like, "So what's that from?" And then that's just Can of Worms. Then you have to talk about why you do when you do it. And yeah, I got YouTube Premium because of that, because I see Swappy ad everywhere.
Let's open it up right now.
You're
How
like
was that?
You're like a closeted actor.
Yeah, a closeted one. How was Swappy? It was good. It was I shot it with Jack and Keane, who were on before with season 1, and they got approached by Swappy to do it, and they just asked me, and I had no idea where it was going. I thought it would just be stock footage for maybe just small stuff you'd see, but it went onto YouTube, and
I saw the pictures first. I thought that's just what it was. Just
it
like
looks very
3
nice,
pictures
yeah.
with you, but yeah.
We shot in
Put on ad.
we did it last year, and even just the pictures and stuff we took, and the colour and stuff, and the Jack and Keane know exactly what they're doing, and they've been at it for years, so they know what to get and when to get it, and I've shot them for years. I went to school with them, but yeah. Adverts, huh?
Adverts.
What a world!
What a life.
So when can I see? Where can I see your one? Is it on YouTube?
I don't know.
Watch me Google eFlow ad on my phone. I wanted that. Yeah, I wanted to put it on the screen behind me.
These couple of ad boys here, like
Ad boys.
So
You're
that's the
next
2.
no ads for me. I'm not ad material.
You are ad material.
Yeah.
You've
Too interesting looking.
Yeah, too interesting. You're much more of a teacher. Look,
It's the word they use. Interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty boys over
maybe
here.
they'll do an ad for Actors Vision.
We have done ad for actually, yeah.
Is there?
Yeah. Just with like students and stuff.
Oh, cool. I've never seen that.
Is it a video ad for the school?
don't think it was actually released.
Are you in it?
No, because we just like finished. I think I made it, and then we moved to the new location. So we've kind of just been waiting to like. It's a bit weird to just have the old location.
Yeah, true.
But
so
no ads for me.
That's the ad. That's all good. One thing I meant to ask you as well in the last aspect, because it's coming up soon for you. You're year 2 of the 12 Angry Men. Now I've only seen the film and the play. How it just first of all, have you started rehearsing for that, or have you even kind of touched it, or you're well into it?
Well into it, yeah. I mean, it's a month out now. What date is it today?
Today's the 5th of May. I think it's the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I'm in America when it's on, so I won't be here.
Just a month away now.
Yeah,
we've been rehearsing for 2 months longer. But
how's it going? Because have you touched because I know Bold puts on quite a lot of stage plays, but in terms of this one, I feel like I've watched the film. Was it 1950s one?
Yeah.
I've never read the play. I've never seen a play adaptation of it. But is it just I just want to know how it was going, because I know that you guys put a lot of effort into. Obviously, the Crucible was there, and just the physical. Even I can't. The doctor. Say it again. I keep
Dr. Goldberg.
Dr. Goldberg. Even that itself put a lot of effort into it. I was interested to see if he'd started rehearsing or not, and obviously you have. And is it a couple of times a week, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
Once a week.
Once a week.
Sunday for like a whole day.
You'll probably bump it up then closer to the day.
I don't know.
We might be doing it on Fridays, but again, we're there, like we get in early enough and we're there like the whole day on Sunday. It's just sort of going over and over it. Darren is sort of good at knowing the sort of right amount of time to work on something as well.
Like you were saying, he doesn't want to overcook it either.
Yeah.
And it's one of those plays that's like, it is very natural. So once we have all the blocking and all our characters properly sorted out, it's something that just like things happen, you know what I mean? I think it's just keeping it fresh is a very important thing.
Yeah.
Have you performed in the opera before?
No.
It's about your first time?
Yeah.
I was surprised. That was one thing that struck me, is that I know the Everyman is where Crucible was, but the opera, is that much of a jump up, or is it just the same routine that you've been?
I think
up
they're
to?
both as well respected as each other.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think the opera is like
900
been
seats
around,
or something.
like, it's been opera has been around a little bit longer, but
has it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I remember Burned Down, years and years ago. It used to be this old cool Coliseum, but
yeah,
it's amazing to go there. Like,
it's a soft spot for the Everyman, because I just got to see the Panto there for years when I was younger, and then I see plays these days. But I think the opera house is more of a, like, you got comedians there, you've got podcasts there. So I was trying to picture how a play like that would look, even in the room itself. It's a fantastic setup down there.
I think that's sort of something they seem excited about as well. Just the opera house is just kind of, having a play like this in it. You know what I mean? Like, they do very well with their, as you're saying, like the Panto stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And they like have bands there and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean, because you could have all sorts of people. There's comedians in there. There's podcasts in there. I know they sell out podcasts in there the odd time.
I think they're happy to get sort of like a play like this into it,
And do you have an idea of the characters you're playing? I'm not going to ask you who you're playing, but you have an idea at the moment of yours.
We're not allowed to say. I don't think so, I guess.
Is this
Probably
when we
not
were
then,
filming
yeah.
Midnight City, and you got an email in the middle of the filming, and you were like, and you went over to someone, and you were like, did you see who you're playing?
I would say
And I was
that.
like, what are these guys talking about? I was confused as
I know
hell.
the guy who's in it because our name's on the poster, like. So
Who'd you go over to again? I can't remember. You went over to somebody.
It was Matt, because the thing, Matthew Reel, lovely actor, great guy.
We were in Burger King then, you were kept talking about it. I was like, what is going on? What is this
It
happening?
was exciting because it was, of course, like very dramatic with Darren, like, he was directing it. It was kind of like, a couple of days before, he was like, on this morning at this time, I'm going to release singular emails to each of you to let you know who, if you're going to be in it, and which number you're playing, juror number this, juror number that. And so it was very exciting. And it was the morning we were shooting Midnight City, so, and we weren't actually allowed to tell each other, to make it even more dramatic.
Yeah.
So, how it was
that's
then,
what I mean. So you went over to Matt. Who'd you get? Matt was that. I can't
tell
say.
me. And the idea was, which is very cool to be honest, was like the first day of rehearsal, it was like we were all standing against the wall, and he was like, juror number 1, take your seat. And then it'd be like a game show.
Really?
Like
That's
sitting
kind
down
of cool,
at the
actually.
table.
But even then, we did Midnight City in summer last year, so even that's a good bit in advance. So give you an idea of the scale and the effort that goes into things like this.
A lot of time to prep and work on your own ideas and learn it off, like,
That's just better, though. I mean, it's not, as you say, I know you talk about not overcooking things, but even then, if you want to do something right, there's nothing problem with putting more of a planning into it. So what are the dates set for you? What's the dates of performing?
7th, 8th, and 9th of June, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Closer to
Come on,
Mike there,
Jack.
so we get
Oh,
your,
sorry,
get your
7th,
beautiful voice.
8th, and 9th of June
Come
in
on, Jack.
Cork Opera
7th, 8th,
House.
and 9th of June in Cork Opera House. Bold Productions are putting on 12 Angry Men. I won't be here. Well, no, I could probably make Wednesday. I think. That is the
Then do it.
7th.
Do it.
I'll be the only
Do
one in
it.
the crowd at the 5 a.m. show. I'll be the one up at 5 a.m. Imagine we did that in 24 hours. Jeez.
Jeez, that'd be nuts.
Wouldn't that be ass?
12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah, do you know much? Did
That-
you know
that's a-
much about the play before you've even
Oh,
touched it, or was it kind of
But
something
like
that was
that,
knowledgeable?
that's a play that like even the 2 hours of it it's intense. Like
Yeah.
everyone, we all come on stage and there's no, I'm gonna go do this and you leave and come back in 10 minutes. We're all on stage for the whole duration.
Mm.
So the audience can decide to look at any one of us if they decide to. So we all obviously have to be like on and energy up.
Yeah.
But that'd be tough.
That's one thing I'd pay attention to even with Crucible was that I was looking at other people that didn't have lines but were on stage being
Mhm.
present. It does make a difference when everyone is just present.
It's
on
theatre,
stage.
yeah.
If the people, because you can spot the people that are just waiting for their lines, and
Mhm.
people that are just waiting for their turn nearly. But when everybody is present on stage, it's such a game changer. You as an audience member, you feel so involved with it, and I think I saw that with Crucible and with this. Yeah, I'll be at the 5 a.m. show on the 7th of June. That's one thing. Even so you say that the play itself is people on stage constantly.
Mm.
What you did with Bolt recently would nearly be perfect practice for that. Keeping the intensity going.
It's good practice to
You're
like
nowhere near similar levels now, but
stay
But I
in
get
reacting
you.
character and all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So you
Yeah.
can't tell me what characters you're playing.
I think so.
I honestly don't know, but
Yeah,
probably be better off just not.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Be
Again,
safer.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like articles speculating.
Well,
who
I
we're
mean-
playing.
Owen Warren is now.
Your students will be watching this thinking, what characters am I
Yeah.
playing? Because they'll all be, I'm sure some will go to the play. I know a lot of people that, even my course will definitely be there.
It's definitely a play though. Like you can't go wrong. I know like there can be even like good people can be like, damn, I wanted that role, but it is a play like honestly where every character is. It's so well written, like it's
Yeah, it
so
is a
every
great play.
character has their own arc, like at the same, all simultaneous. It's like I don't know what would the other two be, but it's definitely like my like top 3 favorite films anyway. Like the film version of it is like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I love the film.
Amazing movie.
One thing I meant to ask you as well, Jack, there was recently you're one of, I think it was the film that I saw at the screening. We got into Fastnet. That's the short film.
Oh,
Was this the one?
Psychosis.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at the screening last year of all the films.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, it was this the graduation, the anniversary.
Mm.
They showed all the shorts. I think that was one of them. Or am I reading that wrong?
Oh no, that wouldn't have been there. That was probably
Black and
Where
White
the
one.
Children Play, which was directed
That was
by
it,
Owen,
yeah.
written and directed by
It's just
Owen.
it looked similar, and I thought that was it. But obviously, this is a different short you did, was it?
Oh, that was a different short. Then,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
when did you shoot this? Was this summer separate or? Was this with
Shit,
Bolt?
man.
This wasn't Bolt, was it?
No, this isn't Bolt. This is actually Aaron, of course. This is one
Yeah,
of his friends, Alex Kiley. This was, I think, his final year project for. Is he in UCC?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in UCC. And then he just asked me if I'd do it, and we just shot it in like a day, less than a day, and yeah, it was good. I'm happy it's been selected.
Yeah, could give you an idea of even something like that on the day. It's just set up and shoot, and it's kind of fast now, which is a big festival.
Yeah, man.
You go down to that obviously as well, the odd time, don't you?
Yeah, I've been there
Sorry, I
last
say the
couple
odd
of years.
time when it's on.
Yeah.
It's a great place. Like
It's
the
June,
best.
isn't it?
Yeah, we won't be able to go this year because it's like right before 12 Angry Men, so
Yeah.
we'll have to stay focused.
The
Can't be
little
partying.
Activision shuttle bus down every year.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Well,
cool
last
because I've been
year-
down myself. It was like 2019.
Do you see
And-
you there? Probably, no.
I remember were you down there the year that were you down there last year?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there last year.
I was there the year before as well.
I was 2019 and 2020. I think I haven't been there actually a while. But like in 2020, everything was online. There was no physically
Mm.
I went down there for the one event they had in person, but everything else was online. I remember talking about it on season 2 about just the absolute level of amazing creativity in just every form of shorts, documentaries, even the animated stuff is brilliant down there.
Mm.
So to be selected in a festival like that is huge.
Oh yeah.
Just takes over the whole place, Like you go into like
Yeah,
a
the village
chapel
itself.
and they
Yeah.
have a
That is one
projector
unique thing as
screen.
well. Like even the films are screened in places like upstairs
Pub.
of pubs and stuff. Gives you a uniqueness. It's not just one building and they show a load of movies and that's it. It's split up in days nicely and there's other
That's
stuff
kind of fun
happening.
too, You're like looking for
Yeah.
where it is and what time.
Dave Rollins, my buddy's doing a workshop down there, an acting workshop, and again, it just gives you an idea that as much as it's a film festival, they'll dive into the art of it as well. And I don't know who's doing the workshop, but he asked me about doing it, and I'm away, but yeah, he's doing that and give you an idea of how unique a festival is. It's like 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, a 45-minute drive from my house. So
Really?
Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
not far at all.
because I went down by myself after Bad Laugh was screened in St. John's, and people were like, "Oh, how are you getting down there?" I'm like, "I just drive from my house 45 minutes." But everyone here is living up in the city, so it's
Yeah.
like a good drive for them.
Yeah,
And
it's
even
like
getting down
2.5
there is a
hours.
pain. But
Yeah.
You know what I love about it though? It's like I've only been once. I went last year, and just the fact that you're completely surrounded by creatives, do you know, and just artists and actors and directors and everyone involved in that. It's just such a nice atmosphere, man. That everyone you talk to, even if you're out having a pint or whatever in that night, it's just everyone you talk to, you can have something in common with, and
it's very welcoming. Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying about the IFTA stuff. Like when you go up there, it's a very similar environment to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more Dublin. I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to Dublinese, like, you know, the Dublin tax when you get the air coach up.
Dublinese.
It's like as you said, it's very welcoming, and you feel like it's networking, but it's easy
Mhm.
because you're also involved in that. It's not like, okay, I'm going up here to put a face on and talk to people. It's like you do this for a living.
Yeah.
So do they.
The
Yeah,
night
exactly.
part is like the best part, like just because there's like two pubs right across the street from each other, and people just sort of swarm, you know, that
The little
the
street.
area in between the two of them, and it's just like
Yeah.
just fun.
I remember the year Saoirse Ronan was there. It was so the most like undertone thing where she was just like anyone else there. So all these people, you see the odd celebrity come down because it is a very easy thing for them to
Yeah,
do. It's
there's
not a
a lot
big
last
festival
year.
in Cork.
Mm.
Was it Paul Mescal was there? And
Yeah,
a guy
Cian
from
Hines as well. Yeah.
Conversation with Friends, the guy who was with starting that was there. And again,
Lenny.
like they obviously you'd ask for pictures, but generally it's a very relaxing environment down there.
The most
So-
amazing person to see for me was Lenny Abramson.
That
Mm.
that must have been brilliant. Jesus.
Dude, I got to see him talk and stuff with the Conversations cast.
Yeah.
And
Sound man.
they're so cool. I would
Yeah.
have loved to have gone up to him, and he was kind of like a couple of meters away from me. I was just like, nah.
I know. Sometimes you just like leave it off. I
yeah,
know.
exactly.
I've been
I
there
didn't want to
before.
bother
Yeah.
him. You know, he was with his family and
Yeah,
stuff. So.
I think that was almost like a rule we all kind of said to each other. Was like it was funny. Like we all said to each other, "Oh, let's not like be those people. Let's like
I had
stay
that with,
away."
yeah, I had that with Cian Hines in Dublin after he gave his masterclass. He was like, he's just so casual. He did the talk and then he went off to the Smock Alley Theatre to just watch a play by himself. And he didn't get escorted out. He didn't like wait for somebody to tell him he could go. He just got up off his seat and left the lighthouse. And I walked out at the same time as him, and I was waiting for a phone call off one of my buddies. And he just walked right up next to me, this close, and was just on his phone. And it was like distance to me or you. And I was like, oh, do I say something? Like even just be like, oh, that was a great talk, or something small.
Yeah.
But part of me was like, no, don't. Just leave it off. Because I don't know what it is. You just don't want to go near them. It's very strange.
He's very
but
interesting to see, like in person, isn't he? Like I remember him.
He's
in
very-
person.
he's a
got
very
such a
intelligent
great
dude
face,
as well.
like you know,
Yeah,
got
he's-
such a striking kind of presence about him.
He was. He said he was only theatre trained. He didn't do any film acting or film training when he was younger, which makes sense because he was doing theatre in London, and back then I think, as an actor, you only train for theatre.
Yeah.
Mm.
But he said that like this was the same year he got nominated for a supporting role, an award for supporting role in Belfast.
Mm-hmm.
And he's obviously in the new season of Kin and stuff. But yeah, I was just fascinated by everything you did, all the knowledge he had about just in the terms of development as yourself as an artist, not just how to get into the scene, but as if you develop yourself before you start to try and get anywhere.
Mm.
It's a different ball game. Too many people are focused on getting places rather than fixing themselves before they go to the place. Like of say going to acting school, and then when you're in acting school, how to approach casting directors or agents. You have to fix yourself up first.
Mm-hmm.
I say fix yourself up. I don't mean like wear nice clothes and shave and all that stuff. I mean as an actual artist and how committed you are to doing something like that. And just the info he had was crazy. And yeah, as he said, a very, very strong presence in the room. And if you ask him a question, he won't just answer it because he feels like he needs to answer it. It's more of a, you have to sit there and think about it for 10 seconds and then he'll go. Like he's very considerate of stuff like that. But
Cool, man.
yeah, I know what you mean with then being involved and listening to that for an hour, and then he was next to me. I was like, I nearly just don't
Yeah.
touch it. Just leave it. Not that I turn around and be like, hi, Kieran, how are you? And then he'd just be an asshole because he's not. you know.
Yeah.
But
You just don't want to be that guy. Like,
yeah, you don't want to be. But he's an A1 dude, yeah. So I get imagine with Fastnet this year, there'll be a lot of people down there, but so relaxed in a relaxed environment.
Will you be going this year?
I won't be. I'll be in New York, but
Ooh,
I know.
New York.
I'm afraid. I was only because I was talking to Hannah about it outside. She was saying that she was there recently, and like I know it's probably going to be the holiday, that it's probably everything that I've built up to be, but I'll be doing Broadway shows and all that stuff, and
You're doing a Broadway show?
I'll be doing a Broadway show. It's a 24-hour play.
Any for
it's the kind of
24
thing. It's funny.
hours.
In America, I was reading up about it. You don't have to book tickets, but if you turn up the morning of it at like 8 a.m, you could get into a play with like, I remember Dave Rowlands went to see a show on Broadway with Lawrence Fishburne, and he just went up the morning and said, "Do you have any tickets?" And they said, "Yeah, we've loads." So it's the kind of thing where it's old fashioned, where you just rock up on the day and hopefully buy tickets. So that's what I'm planning to do with Eric. Yeah, I'll be definitely doing something over there. I feel like it'd be rude not to as an actor over there. You have to do
Eric
something.
Mooney.
Good old Eric.
Nice
Eric's
guy.
watching right now, and he's probably at home in bed after working in Gallagher's, and it's 2:30 in the morning right now, and he's watching this episode. I'm gonna have to take a guess at that.
What's up, Eric?
Yeah. So, Jays, can wrap it up. That's the end of it, boys. See, I tell you, the time flies.
Was that an hour?
When you're having fun, man.
No, I think with the technical, with stuff jumping in now, it was like 50 minutes. But yeah, I say it to everyone, and I say at the end of episode, time flies when you're in here. But yeah, that's it, boys. Anything else you want to say before we end, or do you want to? Have you all talked out? You want to go for a nap now?
Thanks for having us, Dave.
No problem.
Yeah,
Anytime,
I was
boys. It's a pleasure.
saying to you in between the technical difficulties that you're great at this.
No
It's great.
compliments
Keep
for
it up,
You're
buddy.
great.
I'll keep it up. Only for you guys, though. Okay. And next time I want to be in the next 24-hour play. Okay.
Yeah,
Will you come see my one in Broadway?
Oh yeah.
maybe.
Okay, I'll count on Jack and then forget Owen.
I'll be there.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, that's the end of episode 1. Thanks very much for watching. Owen and Jack, it's been a real pleasure. You guys are A1 actors, and in person, you're not too bad either. Thanks, Teacher Owen, for being on.
No problem.
Go camera 1 or camera 2. Join wave off episode 1 for me there, for you. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next episode.
Bye.